Hi, welcome to Nourishing Body and Soul, the podcast. Get ready to revitalize your mind, body, and soul. We're here to inspire women who are looking to break free from old patterns and ideas to create a life of increased confidence and improved health. Say goodbye to limiting beliefs and hello to new possibilities. So kick back, get ready to have some fun, and let's dive in. We'll uncover tools and insights that can help you build a life that's truly nourishing, body and soul. Hi, I'm Tracy.
I'm Victoria.
And we're happy to have you with us today.
Welcome to the springtime in California.
Yes, I'm just going to say we're both feeling pretty chipper because you should see the weather and the flowers and the skies that we're seeing these days.
All the blossoms on the trees, which means fruit later. Yeah, we have seasons in California.
And my husband got a hose run out to the big peach tree in the back.
You have peaches?
We will. We've had peaches that we weren't sure what the tree was. I've never seen a peach tree this big. And it's like on the ground, there's pieces of fruit literally about this big. And it's like, what are these even? It's like, are these supposed to, I mean, like, these are really like little tiny looking apricots. And I'm looking at the seeds going, those are not seeds. What is this? And then it took me a while to figure out it was like basically a peach pit with a leathery skin around it because there's no water out there.
Yeah, because he didn't know.
And I'm like, these are peaches. Oh, we gotta find a way to get water out here.
Yeah.
So he finally,
and old growth peaches too. Sounds like.
It's the biggest peach tree I've ever seen. So we'll see. We'll give it water this year and we'll keep you posted.
That's my dream house. I have very few requirements for my dream house. I want a decent kitchen. I need a peach tree, a lemon tree, and a fig tree. And then other fruit, but those three. And I'm good.
Okay. Well, I didn't tell you about our little fig tree. Don't get too excited.
Oh,
it was literally like 2 feet tall. It was tiny, little baby one. And it was here when we got here, but it was planted, as too many things are around here, right up against the house. And it's like that. I mean, I'm talking, here's the wall of the house, here's the stem of the tree. I'm going, that can't stay there. And so I tried to transplant it and it wasn't happy.
It didn't work.
No, I just moved it further out from where it was.
Its root system was probably not great if it was against this house.
Yeah. So we had a fig tree. We don't anymore. It died. But yeah, the only problem with the peach situation is that he had to get a long hose, hooked it up to the well and ran it out there. And I said, yay, I'm so glad. But is there a way for me to water the pecan tree now? Because that's why I have to water the pecan tree. It's a hose hooked to the well and run to the pecan tree. And he's like,
get a splitter. Get a splitter.
Well, it's really not that big. I mean, we can get a splitter, or I could just get a short hose and I can unscrew one, screw in the other, and back and forth it, whatever. So we're not
farm problems.
Yeah.
Farm life problems.
We're not spending the money yet on irrigation for these things. We will eventually, but there's a lot more important things ahead of that.
There's a lot of property here.
It's a 108-year-old house. There's a lot to do. Yeah. So I can run hoses by hand.
All to say, did it blossom, your peach tree? Oh, this is good news, everyone. Good news. That's what you hear on this. Good news. Nonstop. Counterbalance all the other stuff out there.
Yes. Good news about peaches.
And people.
Okay, that too.
Yeah.
Speaking of good news.
Yes.
We talked a while ago about the issue of, what happens why is it that sometimes we can set a big goal and we can accomplish it, and then we feel satisfied maybe for a little bit, or maybe and it just ends up feeling empty, or why we can have apparently so much of what we want but still not feel fulfilled. So here's the good news. We're going to talk about what to do about that, how to actually be fulfilled. And I will say from my own personal experience that when I really started making changes, there's not actually a lot of the things that I do that changed. Most of what changed was how I looked at things. So it's like
your perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a mindset thing. So we talked about self-confidence.
Yes.
Very important part of feeling fulfilled, feeling confident that we can do things.
Mhm.
So this is the formula: self-confidence and growth, feeling like we're continuing to evolve as a person. That
Mhm.
matters, not feeling stagnant.
Yes.
That's a part of the having a fulfilled life. And contribution, feeling like we're giving something. You hear the term giving back all the time, or paying it forward all the time. These are things that we hear about.
Mhm.
And we did our whole kindness adventure.
Yeah.
In
And
December.
that brought some unexpected
Oh.
things in my life. The kindness adventure. It just brought like joy that I didn't know, doing things, running into people, people asking me questions about it. Yeah.
So that contribution, that's part of having a life that's fulfilled too. But we can have self-confidence, and we can be contributing, and we can be working on our personal development and still have that
Empty feeling.
yeah, there's just something else. What's the something else? And the something else is
What's the
self-worth.
secret to happiness?
It's
joy all the time.
Things. Okay. We're gonna talk a little bit about that in just a second. But to answer the first question first, self-worth is what is, as Jamie puts it in her book Worthy, Jamie Kern-Lima, in her book Worthy, it's the multiplier. It's like you can add self-confidence, and you can add growth, and you can add contribution. But when you add self-worth, it's the multiplier. It like takes things off. And so that formula. So, but you having joy all the time. And we might say, that's just not realistic to have joy all the time. Well, if you're thinking about if joy and happiness are synonymous to you, then no, nobody's going to be happy every moment of every day. That's not, we have other.
I'm going to do this entire formula and I'm not going to be happy every day.
No, happy. You're not going to be happy every moment of every day, but you can have joy.
Okay.
Because joy is, to me, actually thinking about it now, joy and happiness, to me, the way I define them, are kind of like the self-worth and self-confidence.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
They might
Good.
not, but
that rang for you. Hopefully it landed for some of you too. It's the happiness, and I think that's a problem with some of the focus on positivity, is that it makes it feel like in order to be doing this right, this positivity thing, you're supposed to be happy all the time.
Yeah. If you're not happy, you're doing something wrong. You personally, your worth is not either your belief in your worth or it's not doing what it needs to be doing to be happy all the time. Yeah. And all of that, like, you'll be happy with your job and you'll never work a day in your life. That kind of mentality that do you know what I'm talking about? Like a lot of people preach that. Yeah. Yeah. And I get what they mean, but I think it's something to be careful about, because it's something that can be easily misinterpreted that, okay, well then you're doing it wrong. Yeah. But happiness is an emotion that we have, like there's a counterpart to it, it's like, and we're going to feel pain. We're going to feel sorrow. I mean, realistically, I would not have wanted to feel happy at my sister's funeral. Yes. We're not going to feel happy. Yeah. When I make a dumb choice, or I see a family member make a choice that I know is going to bring them pain, I'm not going to go, oh, yay for growth. Yeah. Happiness is not the thing. It's coming and going, but joy is the base. Joy is the thing that goes, I made this choice that wasn't a good choice, and it's bringing me consequences that are not fun to deal with. But the joy comes from knowing that, but I still have power. I can do something about this. I still have, it's that underlying being able to see that and fit it into the big picture of our life. And it's like, okay, so joy is not, happy is, joy is like, no, it's down here. It's the interior. It's like self-worth is just self-confidence. Yeah. That makes sense. So, and if we look at it that way, we too can go, okay, so self-confidence, obviously, we're not gonna feel super fulfilled if we feel like we're just not sure of ourselves. Yeah.
and what
And confidence are in different things.
Mhm,
Like we have
mhm.
confidence, my confidence level and ability to catch a football is like, here's life, here's me with that ability. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
If
not,
it is to write a poem, you have 5 days, you write a poem for somebody, it's probably like right there.
yeah, you could do that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I should challenge myself.
Absolutely.
I should challenge, I could write, whether it's good or not.
You didn't say good poem.
Yeah, I didn't say good. I just said whether it's good or not,
Yeah,
I can do something that sounds poetic
yeah.
in the
So,
poetic voice.
yeah, so yeah, and confidence in various areas but we have to have that. We have to know in order to feel fulfilled, there's something that we're good at least.
Yeah.
That's a part of that.
Mhm.
And we can be studying all the self-help books and doing all the things and be the best pupil of the mindset people that there ever was.
The
And
mindset people.
well, there's so many.
Okay.
There's so many, and they're
The
good.
mindset people. Yeah. Those mindset people.
Well, that talk about productivity and, I mean,
Oh,
Stephen
yeah,
R. Covey
Yes,
was a big mindset person.
he was.
And love his stuff. And, Brennan Burchard and Oprah, and there's a lot of them. And all well and good, very valuable, and it's a real important part.
Mhm.
And we do need to feel like we're growing, because that's a real big part of feeling like we're fulfilled, having a life that's not just staying on the same plane all the time.
Yes.
And then that contribution and connection, that's a really big one. And that, especially the connection part of that contribution. But again, even with that, I mean, how many people, there are wealthy people who give away a lot of money and still don't feel fulfilled,
Mhm.
I've just recently hired a business coach, and she talks about, like, she grew up in, I don't know I don't know if it was Hollywood or wherever, but she had that, like, money. She grew up in money, but she had like everything that you would think a person would need to be happy.
Yeah.
And her household was a mess. It was just not a good situation. And, how do you have so much of all of that and still have,
More money,
that-
more problems,
yeah.
says
So-
the rapper.
Or different problems, but
Yes, different problems.
anyway, so all those things are really key pieces
Yeah.
of that, but without the self-worth,
Mhm.
they don't hit the
Yeah,
mark.
but self-worth needs to be there
Mhm.
at least a little bit.
Yeah, because
I mean, because
if we have good solid self-worth,
Mhm.
then even if we come to a point where, well, I've talked before about my friend Karen, who had so many health issues. There was a good chunk of her life where really the only thing that she could expend energy on was staying alive.
Mm.
There wasn't much else she could do. And so for somebody like that to be able to still feel their value and to understand their value, yeah. And you can still have that joy, you can still have that fulfillment, because even with that situation, she still was able to feel fulfilled in her life. And so that's if you have, this much self-worth, everything else is gonna be feel fulfilling. It help that that self-worth is what helps everything else feel fulfilling. That's why Jamie refers to it as the multiplier. It's like add, multiply.
Yeah. Oh, well, that sounds good.
So
It does. I need things to be multiplied, please.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
So there you go.
There we go.
Just a super short one for you today. Your formula.
Little bite size.
Yeah.
Yep.
Confidence, yay. Growth, yay. Contribution, yay.
Yay.
But the fulfillment comes from self-worth.
And working on that.
Yep. And understanding your value.
I still think though self-worth is, sorry, I don't want to interrupt our ending, but I do think self-worth also is something you're not, I mean, I understand that it's not the same as self-confidence, but self-worth it's still like this little vague term to me, kind of that's underlying, like if I have can I have self-worth in my this is not a true thing, but in my athletic abilities, I have self-worth in that, or is that just self-confidence? Of my self-worth in being able to speak in front of people, is that?
I think
That's
confidence,
confidence, and then
confidence.
And so this is just the
Self-worth
base.
is knowing, self-confidence is, I can get up and I can speak in front of people, and this is
Mhm.
not a big deal for me. I can do a good job with that. That's
Mhm.
confidence.
Yeah.
Self-worth is knowing that even if I couldn't do that,
Mhm.
I still would be okay.
Yeah.
I still would have value as a person.
I still feel like you're constantly going to be working on your self-worth.
It's something that needs
don't-
to be protected. I mean, I don't know if everybody hears the saying a lot. I hear the saying a lot that, protect your peace. And that's like, protect
Peace,
P-E-A-C.
Oh, okay. I'm like, protect your peace, like your side piece, your like protect
your inner peace.
Oh, okay. Protect your inner peace.
Protect your peace.
My fancy car outside.
It's
Like,
a good idea if you own a gun to protect it too.
yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll protect my peace. All right, sorry. That's my gun sound. That's as gunny as I get. I have no other gunniness. That's it.
So we don't need to be worried about her. Her guns are not gonna hurt.
No, I'm quite sane in that way.
Oh.
Anyway.
But
Protect your
anyway,
peace.
the self-worth though is just knowing, is feeling your value regardless of other things. And that is something that when we have, it's not a one done, oh yes, I have self-worth, period.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't be like that.
No, it's something that's changeable. So we have to nurture it.
You have to protect it.
Yes. Protect your self-worth with your peace.
Yes, with your peace. Hopefully not your side piece, but
P-E-A-C-E.
yeah. All right.
So nourish your body and your soul this week. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Have a good week, everybody.
Woo-hoo. Hey, if you want to help us grow this podcast that we're having fun doing, like and subscribe.
And comment.
Oh, yes.
Please comment. We will comment back.
Yes, we will. Hey, it's Tracy. If this was helpful and you'd like more, follow me on Instagram at tlastel.nourishingbodyansoul, or on Facebook or YouTube at Nourishing Body and Soul, or you can find my website at nourishingbodysoul.com. Thanks for tuning in to Nourishing Body and Soul, the podcast. Before we wrap up, we just want to remind you that the information we share in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended for medical advice. While we hope you find our discussions helpful, we strongly recommend that you seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet, exercise routine, or any other aspect of your health. We also want to make it clear that the host, guests, and producers of this podcast are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences that may result from the use of any information or suggestion discussed in this podcast. We care about your well-being, but we can't take responsibility for individual outcomes. By listening to this podcast, you agree to indemnify and hold harmless the host, guests, and producers of this podcast from and against any and all claims, damages, liabilities, costs, and expenses arising from your use of the information provided in this podcast. We're so grateful for your support, and we hope you keep listening and learning with us. Thanks.